Hi, I'm Alex from BSC Designer, and in this video I'm going to share some information about the updates that we did in November 2019. So first of all, you know that we have the reports available in our software in BSC Designer, and now these reports can be customized with this logo. So by default, you will see the logo of the software, but you can go to Settings, to Logo tab, and then pick your own logo that will be applied to your account, of course, and will also be applied to the reports like you see on the screenshot. The next improvement that we did this month is about the KPI Stable. So as you know, the KPI Stable, you have it here on the KPIs tab, and you have some columns here. And recently we added this button so that you can customize the columns that you see on your screen. So this month we have added additional column, which is description, that will show the description of the KPI next to the KPI. So it's useful when you need to put there some information probably about the reasons why you have this KPI, and at a certain point when you need to visualize this information, you can move this description column from this list on the right to the list on the left to make it visible. Then, as you know, we have a special measure unit, which is a risk. And when you change measure unit indicator to risk, you will see certain changes, like the names of these fields will change. But in November, we improved it a little bit. So this diagram, the risk diagram, was improved. It is now it looks perfectly now on a high resolution displays, and you will also notice that the calculations that stand behind this were improved a little bit to reflect better the idea of classical risk assessment. The next improvement we did this month is about importing data from spreadsheet documents. Before, you was able to import a lot of data, values for the indicators, and now we have improved it a little bit, and now you can import your initiatives. So if you have in some place, like in a MS Excel document, you have the list of your indicators together with some action plans, the initiatives, then you can import them into BSC Designer. You need to pick this from this drop list. You need to pick initiative option, and once import is done, you will see that the initiative from your spreadsheet document was moved to the list of the initiatives associated with this indicator in BSC Designer. So it's good to have it, because if you had some actions plan in your Excel document, it's now easier to get those action plans to BSC Designer online. And you will also find that some functions related to importing values that are formatted as currencies or percent, this importing will now work better, as those values will be recognized correctly. So give it a try if you import a lot of currencies, currency formatted values like dollars or euro, or you want to import percent formatted values like 20%, 30%, the software will recognize these values much better now. Another improvement is about RESTful API that you can use to connect BSC Designer to third-party business tools. So before, we had a very specific way to get users authorized to use this API. You had to pass your account email and password, and this is a kind of one of the options that is acceptable in this industry. But we have added another option, which is now is more popular because you don't have to reveal your password and login credentials. So instead of this, you can now use API keys. You can define many keys, and these keys can be, for example, one key for one application that you're using. So if you find that one of your keys was compromised, you can simply delete it, and this will block stop access to the scorecard using this API key. You can find this option if you go to Settings and switch to Integrations tab. You will find this Add API Key button. And of course, in documentation for RESTful API that you can access by clicking on this question mark, you will find some more details. Yeah, and also if you use RESTful API actively, you will notice that the calls now return some additional parameters that you can use. The first one is measure units, which basically includes information about the measurement units of the KPIs. And another one is a Boolean parameter, which is accept data. So if indicator can accept data, like a classical indicator, it will be true. And if you're dealing with a indicator that is a container of other indicators, so basically it does not accept data directly, then this parameter will return false. So it's useful when you do some interface that is using API of BSC Designer. Now, I know that we have the templates function in the software. So when you log in, you can click New. You will see this screen and this drop list with more templates. So we have added 2 more templates to this list. One is Graphical Designer KPIs, which is an example of how you can measure some creative process and not necessarily graphic design, but some similar creative process. And another template that we have added is a 3 horizons model that is actually very useful if you want to discuss some innovation initiatives in your organization. And with this model, you have some template to plan your growth, plan your innovative initiatives. So give it a try. And of course, we added some new useful content to our website. First of all, for the mentioned templates, you will find these 2 articles. So in one article, we'll explain what the 3 horizons model is about and how to use it, how to benefit from it. We'll give some references. And we also have the article for graphic designer, KPIs, where we discuss the KPIs. We discuss the process, the approach to measuring, to quantifying and measuring process in this case. Again, you will see some infographic and you will see some examples. So have a look at these articles. And another article that we have published in November is about, it's a kind of summary of advantages and disadvantages of the balanced scorecard framework. So it's a good idea to have a look at this article to make sure that you understand where the balanced scorecard framework can be applied and where it is not a good choice. Have a look at this article, at the infographic, and we analyze some obvious advantages, and of course we discuss some disadvantages. And it would be interesting to learn your experience with the framework. Probably you can add some value to the discussion, and we'll be happy to read your comments, to read your thoughts. And another article is an analysis of the ways to look at your strategy during a strategy execution review. And one of the ways to do this is to use gap analysis. So gap analysis can be applied when you just designing your strategy, and as well as when you do a regular strategy review and you analyze the gaps, the differences between the expected performance and actual performance. And in this article, we discuss how those findings can be implemented in your workflow, and basically how to organize your team to do the gap analysis. Finally, a quick overview of the KPIs is now on Medium, and the article is called "The KPIs About KPIs." And this is a key practical insights about key performance indicators. This is a, let's call it, executive summary of some key thoughts about the key performance indicators. Have a look at it. I know we published a lot about the quantification, about indicators, about metrics. In this case, you will have a really good, really short executive summary. So that's what I wanted to explain you in this short video. As you see, in November, we released a lot of small improvements, and as a user of BSC Designer Online or BSC Designer Pro, you will enjoy them. If you're not our user yet, we do recommend for you to sign up with a free plan at webbc.com, and this free plan will work for small projects, and it's a great way to get started balanced scorecard framework with our software. And in the description for this video, I will also share the links to the mentioned articles, mentioned materials, so that you can review the articles that you're interested in. Thank you for your attention, and have a good day.